Today we will explore data visualization in Power BI. Okay, and what is visualization? Can someone tell me what is data visualization? Any idea? What is data visualization? In simple term, to say it in a single line, right, or one liner, presenting your data in visuals, or visualizing the data using charts like a bar chart, column chart, donut chart, bubble chart. Okay, now the question is, why do I have to do data visualization? Why should I visualize the data? Visualizing the data, using charts or other visuals allows us to see patterns, understand trends, identifying anomalies, understand customer behavior, and so on in a very interesting way. For example, if you look at this chart, let's say you joined with bigger enterprises. They have a huge volume of the data. They want to see the sales performance on a daily basis, right? So on a day basis. So you can see that in the chart. In this chart, the weekdays plotted in the x-axis, and the y-axis, the sales has been plotted here. So what kind of insight that you are getting it here when you see that? One second, let me just. So what kind of insight that you are getting it from here? Right, what you infer from this visual when you see this chart, what what you infer from this? So by looking at this, Monday, Tuesday sales, we can see this. We can see the data also on top of the bar, right? You can see the rectangle, and if you see here, there is a clear pattern. It comes out from this. So we can see the sales is increasing. It the one reason could be, yeah, the common reason could be like weekend, most of them, right, office, they don't go to work, right? So hence, weekend, they go to malls and they make purchase during the weekend only. Saturday, this is the sales we can see it. Saturday, if you look at this from Wednesday onwards, right, the sales Wednesday and Thursday sale is very less, and gradually the sales is picking up from Friday. Friday it is going up, and Saturday and Sunday we can see that. But Monday, if you see that, the sales is dipping here. And Monday, Tuesdays, compared to the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the sales is better. But following Sunday, we can see there is a dip in sales, right? Gradual dip in sales. Not gradual, it is a drastic dip in the sales, right? See here, you have 150K, but here you just have 82K, right? It dropped like anything. And again, but Wednesday and Thursday, 1 second, there is a noise here, neighbor, some noise. 1 second, I'll come back. So okay, so there are, with this, what insight we can gain here is, weekend people are, people tend to make more purchases because of holiday. Okay, and Monday and Tuesday also we can see some sales, right? Compared, but Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, the sale, Wednesday, especially Wednesday and Thursday, we don't have much sales. So we can understand the pattern, the customer purchase pattern with this, right? The pattern is coming out clearly here. Okay, so with visualization, like this, right? You can see patterns, understand trends. So this is a trend. We can see a trend every weekend. This is not common to one specific weekend. Let's assume that last 6 month data we have consolidated it, and then we plotted it, day on day basis here. Okay, one second. Right, so this is the last 6 month data, and we could see that last 6 month there is a trend here. Every Saturday and Sunday we could see a sales increase in sales, and Monday, Tuesday it is drastically falling down, and Wednesday and Thursday it is going down. This is a pattern. Okay, and also by visualizing the data, we can identify the anomalies, understand customer purchase behavior in an interesting way. So we all know that human brain process visuals much better than any complex table or forms or reports. Let's say in an Excel file, you have 100,000 records are there. Okay, and if you wanted to see the entire data and to understand the pattern with that huge volume of data in Excel, yes, Excel also you can create chart, but it will take longer time just by looking at the data alone in the form of table or form. Let's say the data is available in the table or form. You need to scroll down, and then right. Still, you will not be able to understand the trend. With the visual, even though the volume of the data is very high, just taking at a glance, right, you will be able to understand, and you can understand the inference, right. You are able to understand the pattern, trend, everything from here. So okay, because the human brain, right, is used to visuals. Okay, when you see any chart like this, instantly you can gain an insight. You can make out the trend, everything. The human brain is not capable enough to understand the insights with a large amount of data or text at once. Okay, that's when the visualization is very much helpful. Look at this is another example. In this case, we did some kind of analysis. We plotted the data here. So if somebody is asking you, right, let's say you last time you made a purchase on Walmart or Amazon, what was the biggest factor in your decisions, right? So when you run a survey, when you gather the data, when you plot it, you can quickly make you make out, right? So what factors drives them to purchase? Price, obviously. With this, we can see that price is one of the important factor that customers will come and buy it. And obviously the ratings before you go and buy any product. For example, you want to buy a hair dryer, you want to compare the product, so you want to compare Philips with Sony and other brands, but still you will go by the review. So where the reviews are more, all right, so more reviews or more good comments, then you will go by that. And next one is the convincing product description, photos, all the things. You see, with the visualization, no matter how volume of the data you have it, right? So with the visualization, you can easily make out the patterns, trends, everything. That is the reason why the visualization is one of the important tasks that we do it as part of the data analytics. Even in the case of data science, right? As a data scientist, we do a lot of data exploration using the visuals. So what are the various types of charts are available? Right, we have line chart, area chart. One second, let me just open my PowerPoint. Sorry, the Power BI desktop. So these are the charts: line chart, area chart, bar and column chart, clustered column chart, right? And combo chart, table visual, matrix visual, scatter plots, and pie chart, dodges, and single number cards. These are the types of charts are available. And so today we will take a look at as many visuals as possible. Okay, right. So the thing is, you should be knowing it when to use what type of chart. Okay, that is very much important. First, understand what are the charts that are available, the popular charts that we use it on a on day-to-day basis. Okay, and also understand when we need to use which chart. That is very much important. First, we'll start with take a look at the line chart. So, what is a line chart? What is area chart? These two are more or less same. With the help of a line chart, we can identify the trends. Okay, identify the trends. So, for example, if you wanted to see, um, you know, how, or if they wanted to see, right, how sales values changed over the years, and then in that kind of situation, it makes sense using a line chart or a chart. Basically, to compare these and the revenue over time or the trends over time, or profitability over time, right? In that kind of situations, you can use line chart. Basically, it helps us to track changes over short and long periods of time. When smaller changes exist, the graphs are better to use than bar graphs. Okay, line graphs can be used. Okay, the line graphs can also be used to compare changes over the same period of time for more than one group. You need to remember this. Look here in 2011 to, if you look at this chart, 2011, 12, 13, 14. Okay, this is the year. The year we plotted in the x-axis. In the y-axis, we plotted the dollars. And in this company, they sell products under three categories. Each color represent different categories. And with this, you can make out, right? You can make out the changes in revenue over the same period of time for more than one group. So here, this is technology group, and this is category, and this is your apparel, and this is your electronics. Okay, all these three categories, to compare the changes over the same period. So in 2011 itself, what is the trend? Okay, what are the changes? You can see that in this category, it is going up, right? It is steadily picking up, and we can see a peak here and sudden valley here, sudden drop here, and then now it's going up. 2014. Okay, but 2012 it went to peak, and 2013 it went to valley, and now it is going up. Net, all these three categories put together in 2014, we could see that in an upward trend. All right. So the line chart can have one or more lines. Okay, it is basically a series of data point connected by straight lines. Okay, here you have one data point. Here you have one data point. Data point. We are connecting each data point. So that it will become a straight line. Okay, and you can also have one or more lines. Each line can represent a specific group. Okay, so now the question is when to use a line chart. You can compare trends over time, seeing increase or decrease in your followers on social work, social networks. When not to use line chart. More data series. Let's say you sell, products under 1,000 subcategories, right? So you will see a lot of crisscross, thing here. Okay, it will be cluttered. So in that kind of situation, you cannot use line chart because it will not be in a readable form. The next one is the area chart. Area chart is also same as line chart. The only difference is the area, the between the line and the x-axis. Okay, one second. So this is the line, x-axis line, and then this is your area, right? Area chart. So this is your line chart, right? As well as a area chart, but the area between the line, this line and the x-axis filled with a color. Okay. So okay, what is the advantage of using the area chart? Right. So in this case, the trends are reduced at a glance. Comparisons between different data series are quick to make. Look here, you can see this one, and this is for one category, this is for another category, and you have another category, right? So overall, three categories are there. You can make comparison between different data series, in a quick manner, and it's easy to generate, due to the direct jump from spreadsheets to the x-axis and y-axis. It is useful for representing different data series. Okay, but only difference is the area between this line and the x-axis filled with color. Okay, that is what you need to remember it. Using area chart also, we can, the area chart also helps us to compare changes over time, the same period of time for more than one group. Okay, you can use it for more than one group also. Okay. Next one is the bar and column chart. The bar and column charts are commonly or widely used to visualize the data. So both of these visuals are, use rectangular bars. If you see here, right? So here also we have rectangular. Here also we have used they have, the chart, uses rectangular bars. So here the size of the bar is proportional to the data values. For example, in 2011, in appliances, the sale volume is very high. Hence, the rectangle size is also in proportion to the sales volume. Okay, it works best for comparing the data values across categories. You have appliances, technology, furniture. You want to compare the categories across the categories. In that kind of situation, you can go for column chart. This is your column chart. This is your bar chart. So bar chart, it is an horizontal one, whereas the column chart is a vertical one. In the case of bar chart, right, it is horizontal. Okay, and so when should I use bar chart? When should I use column chart? So you can use both, right? You can use either bar chart or column chart, but both of them we use it to compare the different data values across categories. Okay, but the difference is in the case of, for example, in the x-axis, whatever the column that you use it, if that value is too lengthy, okay, in that kind of situation, better you can go for bar chart, because let's say here the value for the x-axis is very small, 2011, 2012, 2013, something like technology, appliances, right? You don't have space here, right? Especially if these category names are lengthy. If if you plot it here, it will be cluttered. Okay, it will be overlapped. Okay, so right, so it will be overlapped. Hence, in that kind of situation, you can go for bar chart. So now the question is, when can I use column chart? That's what you can come if you want to compare different categories or track changes over time using column and you can use column and bar charts. In that kind of situation, you can use it. So the bar graph is meant for categories. Remember this. See, this is the bar graph, right? So whether it's a bar graph or a column graph, right? Column chart or bar chart is meant for categories, whereas a line chart is for time series. Okay, it works best for comparing data values across categories, whereas the line chart works best for time series data. Okay, to track changes over a period of time. In that kind of situation, you can go for that. Okay, and let me just open this. Okay, now let us take a look at the 6 type of visuals that are available under the visualizations pane in the Power BI desktop. If you see here, you have something called the 100% stacked column chart and 100% stacked bar chart. So you have a pair of bar and column chart. This is a bar, this is a column chart. This is a bar and column chart, bar and column chart. So I have categorized, these 6 charts under 3 categories. Okay, the one is the stacked chart, and other one is clustered chart, 100% stacked bar chart. In each category, you have both the bar and column charts are available. Look here, you can see this is your bar chart, this is column chart, but these two falls under stacked stacked chart. Okay, and these two falls under clustered column chart. Okay, these two falls under 100% stacked chart. So be it a stacked bar chart or clustered column chart, the chart display data using rectangular bars. Okay, the length of the bar is proportional to the data value. In the case of in stacked charts, right? Be it a bar or column, the rectangles are stacked one over the other. Look here, this is a stacked chart. Where it's a stacked column chart or stacked bar chart, the rectangles are stacked one over other. Look here, in this case, the first category, is this one, and second category is, kept on top of this one. Third category related rectangle kept stacked on top of this one. So this is the difference between stacked bar chart and this one, the clustered column chart. Okay, this is what your clustered column chart as well as clustered bar chart. And in this case, if you see here the same thing, the appliances, sorry, the 2011, 2007, 11, what is the sales, and 2012, what is the sales, and each category, right? So you can see three different years sales here. You want to compare, even these years are considered as a category. If you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for column chart. But whereas in the case of stacked bar chart, the same thing. For example, we have 2011, 2012, and 2013, right? Instead of displaying the rectangles side by side, it stacks one over the other. Okay, now the question is, when can I use a stacked bar chart? When can I use column chart, right? A clustered chart. The stacked bar charts are, good to show the ratio between a total and its parts. If you want to compare the part to whole, see that's what comparing data values across. This is what, but compare to, so comparing part to whole. Unlike clustered chart, clustered, the column chart or clustered bar chart. In the case of stacked bar chart, we will be comparing the part to whole. We don't compare one category with another category. So how much sales we made in each category, which category? So we overall sales, what is the total sales? And in category one of this, what is the ratio of, this specific category? If you want to compare this part to whole, then you can go for stacked bar chart. The clustered charts allow us, allow all data points to be compared. Okay, but whereas in the case of stacked bar chart, you are comparing part to whole. You are not comparing one category with another category. But column chart, it helps us to compare one category with another category. Understood? And next one is we have something else called the 100% stacked bar chart. Okay, so we discussed about stacked bar chart and column chart. We have something else called the 100% stacked bar chart. So there is a difference between stacked bar chart, 100% stacked bar chart. In the case of 100% stacked bar chart, it considers each bar, so it takes all the categories in the case of stacked bar chart as 100%. If you look at the stacked 100% stacked bar chart, all the rectangles will be at the same height, but it will consider, instead of considering it as a value, it considers everything as a, in terms, it considers the values in terms of percentages. I'll just show you here. Okay, I'll just use the new page. This is my column chart. This is my stacked chart. %, stacked column chart. This is the one. So now what I do is I just go and put the sales amount here, and then I put the sales amount here, and also I'll put the sales amount here. And simple thing, if I do, okay, I did, okay, better I will just do this one, 2011. Okay. Better I'll use the sales W04 because that data set has a lot of patterns in it. This is one pain with this. I need to do some kind of transformation with this. Okay, one way it is good. This is in the proper format. Okay, and this sales W04. Okay, I was looking at the wrong column. Since I already discussed about this, right? Use first word as I just doing it now. Okay, since I explained you already, right? I'm doing it now. Since I already explained this in the past session, right? I don't want to repeat the same thing. This is just for visualization purpose. We just redo the same thing. Ideally, I should have taken the other file, which I did it already. Yeah, enough. So now what I do is I just remove this one and better I will, because this one has a lot of pattern in it. This is W04. And if I use category here and the sales amount here, so this is your clustered column chart, and even this one, I just put this one here, and by here if I put sales here, okay. If I select this, look here, what is the difference between these two? This is actually a stacked bar chart. Look here, stacked column chart, and this is your clustered column chart. Okay, both of them are column chart, but this one supposed to be stacked one, but it is not doing the stacked one here. So what I do here is I just put another thing here, and probably here the legend. If I put year here, it is not coming out. Please 1 second. Let me do one thing. X-axis, Y-axis, and add data fields is small multiples. Okay, there is something wrong with the year, and I have created the relationship for this date and order date, right? Or else I'll do one thing. I will use another column. Yeah, segment. Look here, the moment when I drop the segment column in the legend, now I can see this one, the stacked bar chart. Okay, when you use only two fields, like for the x-axis and y-axis, only when you drag and drop the fields here, it will be like your normal column chart. Okay, but the moment when you drop a column in the legend, you can see in the case of technology, under consumer segment and corporate segment and home office, what is the sales? We can compare the part to the whole. Okay, so what is the sale of the technology compared to the whole? Okay, that is in that kind of comparing part to whole, we can go for stacked bar chart and column chart to compare the categories side by side. You can use it. And the next one is 100%. Okay, what I do is instead of to save time, I just remove this. I just copy paste, Control C, Control V, and if you keep it here, and if you click on this one will get converted as this chart, 100% stacked column chart. Instead of going by the value, right, it converts the values in terms of percent. Look here, 51 percentage sales, 51 percentage, whereas here you don't get the percentage. Okay, instead of going by the value, it considers this as a percentage. Okay, and the 100%, how much percentage of revenue we made in consumer segment. Here 29%, 51, 29, here you have 19, right? So 51, yeah, 80 almost, right? 19, 20, yeah, 100%. Out of the 100%, in each segment, how much percentage revenue we made? In the case of 100%, stacked chart, all the chart, all the rectangle sizes are same. Okay, because it, instead of going by the value, it it considers each segment in this case as a percentage. Out of the 100%, how much percentage in each segment sale you made it, right? In that kind of situation, you can go for this one. This is helpful, but in usually, right, we use this one, right? So this is a little bit new one to you all, and most of you have already used this type of charts. But when to use what type of chart, that is very much important. Stacked bar chart, if you want to compare part to whole. Okay, the next one is the column chart. Now you understood this, right? The same thing, if you copy paste this one, and if instead of column, stacked column chart, if you click over here, it will become a stacked bar chart. This is your bar chart, this is your column chart. That's it. Simply select the visuals by holding the control key. If you want to select more than one visual, you need to hold the control key and you need to click on it. And then you need to specify, you need to convert. Okay, look here. In this case, this is clustered bar chart, and this is your 100% stacked bar chart. Instead of vertical, horizontal. Okay, same thing. Okay, but the funda is same here. Okay. Hope with this you are able to understand the three categories of these visuals. Okay, and when to use which one, you understood. Okay, next one is the line chart. Yeah, the line chart. Look here, this is the line chart. The moment when you click the visual here, it will get moved to your report canvas, and we have the area chart here. As I told you, the line chart and area chart, both of them are same, but we use these charts, line chart and area charts, to track changes over time, to to understand the time series or the trends over a period of time. trends over the period of time. If you want to say, then you can go for this kind of chart. What I will do is I'll use the same thing. Instead of sales all the time, I just use profit here. You can drag and drop it here also. Okay. Either you can drag the field and put it here, but ideally, if you put it here, it will be logical thing. Okay, you can put it here so that you will be understanding very well which one is x-axis, which one is y-axis. Later point in time, if you want to change it, you can change it. And if you come down here, using quantity, you can put it in some legend here. The sorry, not quantity, the segment. Look here, you can see that in each technology, under each segment, what is the trend? What is the trend? The profitability is going down. Going down in the sense, okay, ideally I should have used the time series data here instead of category. What I will do is I will just go ahead and remove this, and then I will go and drag and drop this one, the year here. When I use anything related to year, it is causing some problem. Let me go and check here. Sales W04 and date and order date, right? So here, both of them are long date. I think some problem with the date here. Year order date, right? Yeah, both of them are in the same format. And why it's not doing the filtering here? That is the one. Okay, year. You see here, the year is sum by default, right? You need to make it. I just say, don't summarize. And I can see it here. Okay, here is a measure. Oh, here is a kind of a calculated column. Okay. Okay. So what I do is I just remove this. Instead of this, I will rely on this one. Or better, I can take a month here because you have more month data here. And I have some blank value here and profit here. I can see it here, and here the profit. Let me just use some sales value here. I just copy paste this. We'll convert this into the area chart. There is something wrong here. It is not printing the month correctly here. Okay, I just go and see your month is there, everything is there here, and there is some problem with the relationship. I just go and take a look at the data set. Yeah, the order date is in the proper, it's a date data type only. Yeah, it is US date. Okay, there is nothing wrong here. And let us check. We don't see any error or everything is valid. Okay. The issue is the date dimension. Look here. There is an issue with the date dimension table. Look here. In the dim date, I have used the minimum of order date from the sales fact table or the maximum of order date from the sales fact table. Sometimes you might encounter these kind of issues, right? When you are into a project. When you're working in a project, you will be facing this kind of issue. Actually, instead of sales fact, sales W04 should be there, right? When you work with multiple files with the same date column name, right? So you will end up get confused like this. So make sure that you are using the appropriate column name. Here also order date. You should be good at troubleshooting. And what is 1 second? I let me just type order date sales W04. Not from sales fact. Pick up from this one, the sales W04 table. Okay, we are done. If I go here, look here, it is showing perfectly. Okay, lot of data is there for the month column, date column. I have used date column, and that's the reason why it is. Look here, month wise. If you see the same, look here, we can see a good pattern here. I just do the same thing here. I just remove this and month. So you can see it now. Month 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. And in each, so this is the legend. Okay, each color represents different segment. Okay, and with this we can make out this is a consumer segment, and this is your corporate segment, this is your home office. Okay, but it doesn't look so nice, this chart. Okay, what you can do is you have an option called format. Look here on the right side, you will find something like 3 icons here. The first icon is for in the first icon you can use the columns for x-axis and y-axis. You need to specify it here. And you have something else called the format. When you click on it, you will get things like this. And look here, data labels. If you toggle this on, when you click on it one more time, it will become off. That's the reason why we use the term toggle. I'm going to toggle this from off to on. Look here, now the data are plotted along with the points, data points, right? Along with the data points, the values are displayed here. And what you are seeing in the black colored one, the rectangle black colored, the consumer 5,65,000 and corporate 3,86,000, home office 2,13,600. What you are seeing in the black colored is one is called your tooltip. When you hover the cursor here, see when you don't move the cursor on top of this, you can see something like this. But still, if you want to get a better clarity, if you hover the cursor here, you can see all the 3 segments sales value in a black colored rectangle. We'll get a quick idea here. Okay, so using the data labels, look here, if I toggle this off, what will happen? This 0.59m, it will not get displayed here. Look here, it has gone. When I toggle this on, you can see that. And then markers, you can use some markers so that you will get to know exactly where this value starts. Here what value is there, you can see it. When I look here, so this is the one, right? For fifth month, what is the sales? You can you can enable markers, and you can go to the title. Okay, and look here you have something, the title is on, and sales by month segment, it has already picked up the title on its own based on the columns which we dropped it there. And here what you can do is you can make the background color. You can change the background and the text color white, and then you can increase the font size. A lot of cosmetic thing you can do it. Okay, and here the alignment, right? Instead of on the left line, you just select this one. It will become the align. It will align in the center, and we can increase the font size because it's a title. It should be bigger, little bit bigger. Fine. Now we have aligned it and we did it everything. You can do formatting everything using the format icon. You just click on it and we will go and see anything else. Legend. Look here in the case of legend. So top left, you want to display it on top left or top center, top right or bottom. You have a lot of options. Okay, you can choose it based on the design specification document which they gave it to you. And here also you can do the same thing. You just go here and then you can enable this one, data labels. Okay, the same thing you can do. Look here, everything is available here. Fine. Now you understood. Okay, 1 second. Let me just do one more thing here. And okay, let me just check. So if you cannot find something here, or if it takes time for you to search, look at it manually, right, by your eye, better you can go to the search icon here and you can type it. For example, you want to see the border. Look here, visual border. You can type it here so that it will bring the property quickly. Visual border. Okay, and if I select it, look here, there's a border here, right? Similarly, if I go ahead and do the same thing, border, instead of going and searching it with your eyes, it will take time. And if you want to have the rounded corners, you can slightly increase this one. Okay, 5 or 6. If you see, if you compare these two, the corner will be rounded here. Okay, here it is not like that. It's kind of a rectangle. Here it is rounded rectangle. Okay, rounded thing. You can probably increase that one border to make it more rounded. Look here, it's more rounded, and this is the one. Okay, like how I did it, the changing the font size and the background color and the font color and the font size, how I increase it. Font style also you can change it. The same way you can go ahead and do it, in this visual. Okay. This is your line chart. This is your area chart. Now you understood the difference between these two and when to use which type of chart. I explained it. Okay. So line chart is to track changes over a period of time or time series data. In the x-axis, usually we plot the time-based data like year, month, quarter, we use it. Okay. In the y-axis, we use sales, profitability, net margin, something like we plot it there. Fine. 1 second. Let me